Alright guys, well, Agna here, back with another video for you. Today what we're going to be doing is discussing the new ant that was just released in the Fur Pinecone event. That is a guardian ant, the Atta sexdens. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm not very good with the scientific names. But anyway, before we get into that, get into the usual shenanigans that we have. This video is sponsored by Aptoids. There'll be a link on the screen now and the link also down below to be able to get started on Aptoids again. Aptoids is a third-party APK that allows you to have anywhere from 5 to 40% off any in-game purchase. And with their monthly giveaways that they do, you can have up to 70% off any in-game purchase if you use my code AGNE5. That will all be on the screen now and also in the description below. So feel free to use it, and it's a massive discount for everybody, as long as you are an Android user. Unfortunately, it's only available for Android right now, but even for Android users, I find that the game stability through Aptoids is actually better, especially in a combat situation, through Aptoids than it is going through Google or Amazon or anything like that. Also, the benefit of using Aptoids is that you did not have to start your account on it to be able to switch over and be able to purchase from it. So that's always a extra benefit. Now, going forward with that, as I always say, there'll also be a link in the description below that is a direct link to my personal Discord for YouTube. This Discord is used as a community tool, and there's absolutely no bashing, no bullying, no being mean, anything like that, or else you can be banned immediately. With that as well, with our sponsors and eventually when we're monetized from YouTube, when that happens, for the first 3 months, I'll be giving 100% away to anybody that's subscribed and in my Discord channel. So, and then after that, I'll be giving 25% away to whoever subscribed and in my Discord channel. So invite your friends, subscribe, join on in, and let's see where this goes. Anyway, let's get to the meat and potatoes. So this new ant, just to kill the elephant in the room, this ant is absolutely insane. It actually has quite a few different properties that it can actually be used. But what we'll do first, we'll go through each of the ant's actual abilities, and then I will give my thoughts on it. This is entirely going to be a first impression video. I have not seen it. I have not fought against it. I do not know how it actually performs on the battlefield. So if what I say is not exactly what it is, you know how the game is, that is why. This is my first impression without ever actually using it, never fighting against it, anything. This was a video request by a sub, so this is what I'm doing. But anyway, we'll go through it. First one's pretty generic, just a soldier cap. Second one, in his troop, skill damage, we're just looking at the max level effect because that's what's really going to matter. In his troop, skill damage 45%, and each time a combat skill is released, there's a 60% chance to obtain a shield effect, making the next damage took invalid. That's huge. Right there, that makes it, honestly, as far as a support ant, that makes it better than what the old Banshee Panda was before they nerfed it to the ground. We'll go on to the next one. Pretty standard, defense. Next one is very standard, attack. Now this one has an 80% chance to deal 400% plus special level ant times 1. So if you got 400% plus 50, it's going to be 400 times 50. Damage to a random enemy squad, increasing own defense by 70% for 2 rounds, which is superimposed. Which, by them saying superimposed, basically it stacks upon whatever defense you already have, which is insane because, as I've stated in previous videos, defense is so important for Guardians, especially for a support squad or anything like that. Defense is Guardians' main bread and butter when it comes to its effectiveness. The next one, Guardian Ant attack and defense, Guardian Ant damage plus 1 well, Guardian Ant and defense plus 30%, Guardian Ant damage plus 24%, Soldier Cap again, and normal damage plus 50%. That's pretty solid. Now, Guardian Ant health, which is good as well. And then we get into the last skill. Triggered every 2 rounds, converts 2% of defense of its own squad into attack, and then deals high damage of 220% plus special ant times 1 to all enemy squads. And actually, I was wrong. It's 20% of defense of own squads into attack, and then deals 500% times 1 for each special ant level to all enemy squads. Wow. So let me break it down to you. So essentially, if skill 2 triggers, which gives a 60% chance of skill plus skill damage plus 45%. So skill 2, skill 3, and then, or not skill 3, I'm sorry, skill 5, and then skill 8 all happens to proc at once. You're going to be seeing an insane amount of not only defense on that round, but attack. Making this ant probably one of the best support ants that you have ever had, but it also has a very distinct ability to attack at the same time. So you might be asking, like, what's the best placement for it? Am I using this in PvE or PvP? This ant's going to focus almost entirely on PvE, but on PvP. However, it does still have its uses in PvP, especially if you can get that skill to activate with this one at the same time. So that's going to essentially be way better than Parada ever was. It's an insane amount of damage that it can potentially release. For Guardian mains, this is like a godsend because you got basically the best of when Panda was, as well as the best of Parada. Kind of mushed into one. But again, I still classify it as a support ant, even though it has damage abilities. And the reason why I say that is because of that shield effect. So then we get into placement as far as for a Guardian main. So for a Guardian main, what this does is it kind of allows you to have a second support that's also attack at the same time. So an ideal setup would actually be to be putting it in the second line. And the reason why I say that is because because it does have damage proportions, you want it to be able to survive long enough to be able to actually have those transfer to third line, which is going to be your damage producer. So, and this can also be interchangeable depending on what you have as ants. So for me personally, I would suggest running the Shield Warden in the first line. Then the new ant, wherever it is. There it is. The Atta sexdens, and then the Parada in the back. And even though the range on the Atta, for some of them, like this one, has an effective range of 1, and that's why I say it's a little bit interchangeable, because what you could end up doing, if you already have a very high combat speed as a Guardian main, which combat speed is usually reduced as a Guardian main to begin with, but if you are like an actual Guardian main, then it would be smarter for you to run something like Atta sexdens in the front, and then run Parada, and then Leaf Devourer. But if you are not a Guardian main and you have it as a secondary and it's just kind of something you're working on in the back, then I would put Shield Warden so it can take basically the first couple of rounds, most damage. And then I put this ant with either Parada or Leaf Devourer at the back end to basically be your main damage dealer. Again, this is my first impressions of the ant. I have never seen it. I've never fought against it. I do not know. And a lot of times when they release a new ant, the actuality of an ant is a lot different than what it is on paper. But on paper, this ant is absolutely insane. And so for guardian mains, I would say it's probably going to be a must to get. But with that, anyway, Eggney is out. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one.